our region's business. Innovation, transformation, momentum, improving our communities and driving technologies that will shape our region for generations. The collaboration that brings vitality, prosperity, and life to living. Stay with us for the coming half hour as we examine in depth our region's business. Now, here's your host, Bill Flanagan.
The first local entrepreneur who has more than made the cut. Philip Pelusi has turned his name into a brand as he's built a successful salon chain in our region that now extends across the United States. And welcome. Good to see you again, Phil.
Yeah, great. Thank you. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I was doing a little background, and I was just stunned. Maybe I've been in Pittsburgh too long, but I mean, you've been at this for a long time.
Yeah, I started when I was 12.
And you started, okay, that explains it then, but back in the mid-'60s.
Yes, my first salon, I was actually 20 years old, and I was about 1 year out of beauty school, and I knew nothing. I didn't know what FICA was.
Wow.
Yeah, my first 3 months, I said, this is pretty good. We got a couple $1,000s in our account, and my accountant came, did the books, and I had to go borrow $1,000 to cover the payroll.
Oh, for Pete's sake. Well, you go to beauty school, they teach you to cut hair,
exactly.
They teach you the art of it. They may or may not teach you how to run the business.
Yeah, it's minimal. I think it's gotten better over the years, but at that time, certainly not. I mean, the idea was to be an artisan, to be do your craft well, and they prepare you to stay bored, which is important. There's a lot of chemicals that we use, so we have to be a little savvy about what we're putting on human beings. Right.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
So did you always have the entrepreneurial bug? Think you would someday operate a chain of salons?
No, I never really thought that way, and I didn't know what to expect. I tried beauty school, and I really found that I enjoyed it. Cutting hair felt natural, and at that point it was just one step at a time. The first thing was to build a clientele. But what I did discover, though, because you sort of, even though you're working for someone else, you have to develop a clientele, so you're almost in business for yourself, in a sense. And when you understand that, you have to promote yourself and gain clients through your clients, to get referrals, as opposed to just depending on somebody constantly walking in the door. And there's a certain entrepreneurial spirit about that. It's almost like an army of one. And really, through that simple process, I really learned a lot about networking and building a clientele and the kinds of things that it took to expand your reach, to able to multiply yourself out in the community, to be able to spread the word and gain a client base.
Well, it's a pleasure though when finally you have to sign the note and open your own salon, and you're responsible for that.
Well, that was scary. Yeah, I mean, my first salon, a gentleman called me, wanted me to come to work with him, and I didn't want to bounce around, be known as a hairdresser, kept changing locations. So I said, well, if I make a move at this point, I want to, maybe have my own salon at some point. So I went in partners with him, and then he went on into the wig business.
Oh my gosh, really?
And became a huge success. And I was 20 years old and out of school and had no money whatsoever, so I was able to, make payments. Monthly payments of so much a month and a gradual takeover. So it was a great opportunity for a kid like myself that really, we came from nowhere. We dropped out of high school for whatever reasons, and it was a different era.
Wow, sure. Well, it's yet another leap though when you open multiple stores, because you're just one guy. How did you manage the process of being able to create a branded salon across multiple locations? Yeah,
it was interesting because I came to the business from the point of view of as an artist. So, being an artist and understanding that I had to create my own systems, I felt I had a unique difference in how I cut hair, for example. So I had to be able to develop that system and to be able to target identifying it, name it, and be able to teach it to other people. And it was through that process, and having developed a large clientele base of which I could pass off some of my clients to the people that I personally trained. Well, there was a great learning curve there. It was a metamorphosis. It took about 5 years altogether to really master all of that and get it in perspective, and coming up with a technique called the volumetric haircutting technique, which we trademarked. And it's a system of cutting hair that really, it's not so much cut A, B, or C. It's how to do every haircut better. How do you do cut A, B, C, D better, and how do you apply it for each person, the texture of the hair, the fall line, the natural fall line of the hair, how does the hair grow out nicer. And these are important, especially if you're paying higher prices. Obviously, you're working on a more discriminating clientele. My first salon back then was in Squirrel Hill, and that was definitely the place to be. And I learned a lot from my clients as well. God bless women. They're besides being incredible human beings, they were very, very supportive of me. They liked me, and I was fortunate, and I was young, and there's someone that sort of took me under the wing, and I learned a lot about sophistication through my sister, for example, and a lot of my clients, which was great.
And more recently, and actually just last year, you've now launched a national line of hair, actually your second national line of hair.
Yes, we launched a P2 line for professional only for salons about 5 years ago, and then I had an opportunity. A couple of major stores in New York were interested in my line, but I wanted to keep that line just for professionals. So it was sort of like cool on the idea, and one of the executives suggested, well, why don't you, we love your stuff. Why don't you maybe come up with another brand, and then totally separate, so you wouldn't be. Infringing on the P2 line, the professional line, and a light bulb went off. And I got excited because it was an opportunity to really come up with something totally different. And at that point, I had been working on, always interested in national and organic type products, and it was a natural evolution, and the timing was right, and the confluence of how everything came together with the chemist and the fillers and everything to make a truly great organic line, which we came out with officially about 14 months ago. It's called Tele Beauty Organics, and right now we're in Nordstrom's and Barney's stores. And
we should mention a lot of it's manufactured and developed right here in our region.
Yeah, 75% of our product is developed in Beaver. Sense and Sensibility, they're certified organic fillers. So they're a key component because they have the certification and also the understanding wherewithal to take the formulas that we work with and develop them in a safe and sure method. And because with all organics, all your paperwork, every farm it comes from, it has to be quantified. That it's not only organic, but there's not even runoff from another farm that could infringe upon that. So it's a challenge to make a good product with organics.
Sure. Only a couple seconds left, but you've been at this for 45 years, and yet you're still going, and you're still pushing to the next level. Where does that drive come from?
Well, I don't know. I think it's fear of failure, or I'm still trying to convince my parents that I could be somebody. That's possibly it. But I really owe so much to the Pittsburgh-based group here. They're incredible. I've worked with, we built a core group here that's absolutely, I would put up against anybody in the world, including New York or whatever. I'm real proud of what we've done here. And this is still the most important thing to me. Because it's like your first child, I guess.
Wow. Yeah. Philip Pelusi, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, and continued success. Appreciate it.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right.